it's me. So let me get the chat going here. Let's see here. So today I'm going to be doing a bokeh video. Some of you who are watching my channel on a regular basis may know that I have already done a video just like this last week. However, unfortunately, what happened is when I went to go upload, or I live streamed yesterday, my bokeh video for whatever reason disappeared, and it could have been my fault, it could have been YouTube's fault, I have no idea. All I know is that unfortunately it is now gone. So what are you gonna do, right? Luckily we can make another one. So I have this work in progress that I had done a while ago. This is in the book, oh, I'm sorry. This is in the book Magical Dawn by Karlzon. And I love this book. I think I should be working in it more, so I thought I'll just grab this work in progress. So this page I had started a while ago, and I love it, and I just haven't gotten to it. So I started in marker, but I'm going to do a colored pencil bokeh. Let me see if I can get this chat thingy. I think I have some people. Oh, yep. Hey, Melissa and Melissa. We have the Melissa clan here today. That's great. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming. So, if you've already seen my other bokeh and you're not interested, I won't be offended. You can just, you know, I totally get it. But unfortunately, there were some people in my Facebook group who were looking forward to learning this skill, and they didn't get a chance to watch my other one, and unfortunately, that one is no longer with us. So, okay. So, I'm going to be using this circle template. This I got a long time ago. I got it because I was actually airbrushing and spray painting a bunch. I was airbrushing on canvases and paper and things like that. And so I use this template a lot for things like moons and stuff. But I thought it would be useful to use for this as well. If you don't have one of these, you can use a regular old compass. The reason why I prefer this over the compass is that the compass will put a little indent in the page, and unfortunately that will then kind of make it harder to color later. So I prefer these guys. You can also, if you don't even have a compass or anything like that, you can use 2 pencils and a string. And if people want me to show you how to do that, I used to do that when I was in college. So again, I'm just gonna pick part of the page to do for the tutorial, so that way we don't spend all day here doing this page, because that's a lot of background. But I'll pick like maybe this section here, like right in this area, so that way there's some interest and some stuff going on, just so you can see how I handle the foreground and the background elements together. So as with the other video, I'm going to start off first by just kind of mapping out where I want my largest bokeh circles to be. So let me think about this here. And I like them to overlap. So here's something that I didn't really cover in the other one. I'm going to try and make this one even better than the last one. I mean, I figure if we got to redo it, we might as well do it better, right? I'm going to try, I always try to overlap the background elements and the foreground elements together. And what this does, like if I created a circle here, then if it's behind the bottle, then it pushes the background back in space and brings the bottle forward. If I had just done circles all around it and not done any overlapping shapes, then it doesn't give the same depth perception that we're trying to go for. And since bokeh is a fairly flat and abstract background, I think that this is an important thing. I kind of want to highlight this section because I feel like it's really interesting. So that's why I'm going to work on it first. So I usually try and pick the most interesting background elements in the most interesting foreground area, so that way you kind of have all of your focus in the same spot in the page. So how do I want to do this? Got to find the right size circle for what I want to do. Okay, so I'm going to use this Tombow 4H pencil. It's a high quality pencil. You can just use a regular mechanical pencil if you don't have like a drafting pencil. Anything that will work as long as you have a light touch or it's a hard pencil. So this is a 4H. The higher the H number, the harder it is. So I would definitely stick to something that's a hard. Oh, that was fun. Okay, let me plug in my phone. I think my battery is going. Sorry, guys. The joys of live. That's okay. We'll get this all sorted out. And I appreciate your patience as I'm learning, as I'm getting better at these videos. Sometimes, like, this needs to be adjusted. Sometimes, you know, it just takes some time to get better at things. But I am doing as best I can for now. I'll keep getting better. Okay, so, I'm going to put one. There's one right here. I kind of want to have like a little, like almost like it's like coming out. Maybe, oh, I'll have one right here. Let me put this in the center. So because this is a glass bottle and because that's like a really wide open space, I'm going to draw right through it because I want to actually, I'll show you actually here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one here. And then because glass does distortion and creates a lot of different effects, what I'm going to do is actually shift the circle, and it doesn't seem like it would be right. And then go ahead and do it. Now it's not going to line up perfectly, but what that does is it creates that distortion effect that you're looking for. So I'm going to do that in a couple other places so that you have a couple of examples. Maybe I'll go like in this area. Or here, I'll do a little one right down here. And this is going to be even more fun because you have the distortion of it being like super rounded. I need a smaller circle though. Which one do we want? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So how's everybody doing today? We've got, I think, the regular crowd, so that's cool. You guys are awesome. I think I want this little tiny circle here, so I'm going to do one here. Yep. And then I'm going to shift it. Now I'm going to shift this up because the distortion on this circle will be different. And so it kind of gives it like a weird, but when we go to shade it, you'll see how I make that work. Oh, thanks, Melissa. And the other Melissa said she bought bedroom furniture for a new house. Ooh, like what style did you get? Did you do you have like a particular type of furniture that you buy in your house, or are you like me and you just buy whatever you want and somehow make it work? I have wood furniture. I've got all sorts of different color woods, and I don't really care if it matches. It's great. But somehow I think my color palette, I think I like subconsciously pick a nice set of things that work well together. Oh, you're running errands. So you must be on your cell phone. That's so cool. Oh, you bought sets. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, my bedroom furniture matches because it's part of a set. So I guess I did that, but that's nice. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple more overlapping bokeh circles. Well, hello, Grace. How are you? Welcome. All right. Okay, so we have So if you guys are just popping in, what I'm working on is a bokeh background, so I'm just laying it out. And I'm using a circle template to help me out with the perfect circles. I am coloring from the book Magical Dawn by Karlzon. And this page is a work in progress that I've been working on, and I just haven't gotten around to finishing it, but I intend to, so I figured I could make it the subject of a tutorial, and then you guys are going to probably hold me accountable for finishing it. As soon as I post it online, I feel the requirement to finish. Okay. So right now what I have, I hope that this is easily visible. I tried to make it a little bit darker, but what I've done is I've drawn in the circles now where I think I'm going to put them. Now I will expand this to the rest of the page, but I'm going to stick to just this little area just to keep this tutorial as small as I can, as short as I can. Let's see, here we go. We've got some wonderful chat. Grace says she finished coloring a picture from Hidden Paradise by Chris Lopez. Oh, that book looks awesome. So what page did you finish, Grace? And as we talk, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm using True Blue by Prismacolor. That's PC 903. And I'm just going to start in by layering and you know, I'm not going to do too much different from my other video, so you guys will really see how I did it, but we're just going to go in and just throw down some color for the background, and you'll see that we're going to develop this over time, so it doesn't have to be perfect right away. Just getting some color on the page. And now I'm completely avoiding those circles for now, just leaving them the white of the paper. Let's see. Oh, a girl with butterflies and flowers. I think I know the page you're talking about. I'll have to check it out. Alright. So we've got, I don't know if you can see this. Here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And just so it's a little easier. I think that might be better. Okay. So, oh my, I don't know why this is happening. Let me see here. Is my Wi-Fi? Let me try. Okay, well, I'm sorry folks. I hope this doesn't keep happening. Grace says she's really starting to enjoy layering more. My black widows work really well on create space paper. Well, that's great to know because I have black widows too and I haven't used them yet. And I've been intending to use them, and I do have some create space books that I've also been intending to use. You know, I'd wait for her to come out with maybe more digital version, or maybe a different type of paper. I love her illustrations, but I have a couple of Create Space books, and I just struggle with the paper. I guess I'm just not very good with it. I don't know. But it's okay. I mean, I know a lot of people don't mind, so that's, you know, I'm not trying to be judgmental or something, but I just have a really difficult time with it personally. But that's okay. I mean, everybody, that's why there's so much variety out there, right? We all have our, but yeah, I'll definitely try the Black Widow pencils in my Create Space books, because I have a Create Space book that I love the illustrations of, and that's why I bought the book. And then when I got it, I tried to color in it, and I was devastated because I just kept, my hand hurt. I kept fighting the paper, so I was pretty disappointed, but I actually planned to mount a couple of those pages on canvases. That was my workaround. I was like, well, if I can't use pencils on it, then I'll just mount it to a canvas and paint on it. So that was my solution. That was my idea. Let's see. So, Oh, okay. So Grace says she's been spring cleaning and going through stuff and decided to give away 3 coloring books. That's so. Are you going to be donating them or giving them as like a giveaway? And then Melissa said there's a petition to have them upgrade the CreateSpace paper. That's great. And then Grace says markers are great for CreateSpace paper. See, I haven't tried that either. I guess because I got so discouraged, I kind of put them away and was thinking about how I could use them and be creative with them later. So yeah, I'll have to do some experiments and see. As far as the petition goes, I would totally sign it. I was actually considering publishing my book through Amazon, but then I did some homework and I read that a lot of colorists, I'm switching to PC 1103, that's Caribbean Sea. So I read that a lot of colorists don't like the paper, so that's why I went with, I did all the effort of Kickstarter and self-publishing it that way. Like I picked the paper myself. And that's why, I mean, it was a lot more work. I would have preferred to do it print on demand, but yeah, I wanted to give you guys a better quality product, so I did all that. But yeah, if they upgrade the CreateSpace paper, then I'm gonna be all for that, because that'll help out a lot of artists. Doing it the way I did was pretty tricky. Let's see. The petition was started by Dia Lenahan. Okay. Oh, okay. And yeah, I've seen A Colorful Life. I was actually watching her videos last night, catching up. I have a backlog of YouTube videos on my queue to watch, so I was going through and watching her stuff. And you're right, she does use a lot of markers. And I'm such a newbie with markers, but I'm really starting to love them. Okay, so I am going to continue this color through, but let's see. Melissa said, I had written a letter to Amazon just before I saw that petition. I'd love to even have just a second printing paper option. I agree. I mean, and it's kind of shocking to me that they wouldn't accommodate the coloring community, especially with how many people seem to be publishing through their platform. And especially if people are willing to pay more money for a nicer paper, you'd think that it would be in Amazon's best interest to go ahead and do that. But I don't know. See, I don't know what their barriers are and what their printing setup is. It might be that they might have to source a whole new printing method, and that might be very difficult. So I just don't know that much about it. I know that I had to do a lot of homework. Like most of the book printing companies that I did my research with, like I tested out all the papers from each company that I was interested in using. And there was only a very select few companies that I was satisfied with the paper quality. So I know it's not common to have nice paper in a book, especially like nice drawing paper or marker paper. So I just don't know that much about it. Oh gosh. Let's see, what do we've got? Grace says, I sometimes get books on PDF via Etsy because some of the books I see on Amazon have beautiful illustrations, but I want better paper. Yeah, that's why I'm holding out for a Hannah Lynn PDF. And Melissa says, my printer ink smears and I can't afford a laser. Yeah, Melissa, I don't even have a printer. I actually get all of my pages printed at Staples on the 100-pound matte cardstock. That's not the same cardstock as my book, but it's very similar. And it's pretty cheap. I think it's 70 cents per page for a black and white print. The reason, don't quote me on that if it's the wrong price, but I know it's under $1 for a page. And the reason I do that is because I don't have a printer, and I like to watercolor on my pages, and so you really do need a laser for that. So yeah, if you are in these states and you can access a Staples, I know they have pretty good printing options there for PDFs, and they're I think their prices are decent. So, and Grace said, I got my printer a while back. The place where I got my printer had a good deal. Staples is very good. Yeah, yep. And oh, I'm sorry, I missed one. Oh, I missed a couple actually. Gosh, I'm sorry. Let's see, my printer. Okay, I have an HP Envy printer book, and the ink is great. I found a place. That's and then Melissa said, I only got a printer to do the house paperwork. Yeah, yeah, and that it doesn't matter if it smears on paperwork, right? And Melissa said, I usually print at Office Depot, but their ink smears too. Yeah, yeah, it's tricky. I think of all the chain print shops, I think Staples is my favorite. It is very close proximity to me, so that has something to do with it. But also, I've just not had any trouble watercoloring on it. The 100-pound matte cardstock, and they do like on a laser printer, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this. Oh, hello, Zoe! How are you? I don't know if you guys can see this, but I kind of made a mistake with my pencil work, so I'm just gonna go ahead and lighten that up so it doesn't look so dark. Okay. And now, I'm gonna switch over to another color, and actually I think I need my big kit here. Yes, I do. I'm gonna go with this pencil here. It is PC 934 Lavender. Let's see. Grace said, I miss J&R Music World. They had a good selection of printers and ink cartridges. Huh. I wouldn't expect that from it was like a music shop and it sold printers. Okay, so let's see here. Can you guys see this? Let's zoom in a little. Okay. And so you guys know I just sort of swap between colors just to give the book a background like a nice variated color. I like this color. I don't think I've used it very much, but it's very pretty. I'm going with Easter colors because it's so Easter time, right? Okay, I can't wait for spring. We're supposed to have snow tomorrow here. I'm like, what? Or not tomorrow, Monday maybe. Oh my. So I'm holding off planting my flowers in my garden. Oh, Grace says it was a chain store in New York City and it's no longer there. The store took up one whole block. Wow. Several stores, different, gotcha. Happy Easter, Zoe. All right. All right, so we've got a nice little base layer here of color, very light. Now I'm going to just take a look, so I'm going to step back and I'll pull you guys out if I can. Oh yeah, my phone is hot, wow. I hope it's okay. Alright, so now I'm taking a look at this and I do want to add some more little Bokeh circles because, you know, I never have enough of those. So I'm going to put a little guy right here. I'm going to grab my pencil again. Boop. And, oh my, this is kind of tight. Okay, I'm going to again shift the circle because the glass. Okay. Well, hello, Caitlin. How are you? Happy Easter. Grace says, people are upset that Color It is increasing its prices for books, but their supplies like markers and pencils are decreasing prices. Quality of paper is getting more pricey. Yeah. I mean, you get what you pay for. And, you know, I understand, like, some people don't care about the quality of the paper. You know, then, you know, the cheaper books are probably better, but some people do really care about the paper, so it's kind of tricky to make everybody happy. Okay, so now that I've drawn in that little guy, actually I want another one. Where do I want him? Because I kind of like this effect. I did this by accident last time, but I really like it. I'm going to put one, I'm going to connect this group and this group together because, you know, they can all be friends. Why not? So let's make a really big one right through all of them. So I'm going to put one half a circle here. And now again, shifting it. And I always try and shift it in the same direction. In this case, down and a little to the left. Grace says, I have all kinds of books. Create space paper, nice paper, in-between paper, now mixed media paper. Yeah, me too. I tend to buy the books for the illustrations, knowing that, you know, if I can't use pencil on them, I can probably figure out a way to use a different color or a different, I mean, not a different color, a different medium. So, yeah. I'm looking forward actually to mounting a couple of the Create Space pages on a canvas because I think that might be a fun solution for people who don't like the paper and have a whole bunch of books and are willing to try painting. I'm using a PC 1040 that's electric blue. And Melissa said, my kids are babysitting the neighbor's chickens. And they are trying to get them to chase the bubbles they blow, and the chickens are clueless. That sounds really cute. That sounds like my cat. My little sister got me some catnip bubbles for my kitty cat in the hopes that maybe she would chase after them, and she just watches them and goes like, what? I think it's really cute. She doesn't understand that she's supposed to chase them, and she's like, yeah. She's really fun. Okay, and then Grace says, I have 22 different brands of pencils. Wow. How many brands do I have? Actually, how many brands does everybody have? That's fun. Let's see what the number count is. I have, let me think about this. I have the Prismacolors, and I have the Walnut Hollow. I have Crayola, and I have the Black Widow Scorpion set, and oh, and I have the Statler ones. Let's see, yeah, the 24 count of the Statler pencils. So I think those are all. So I don't have very many brands. I just started coloring last summer, and I've spent more time and money on buying books than different brands of pencils. You know, I figure over time I'll keep getting. Yeah, my boyfriend got me Crayola pencils for Christmas. And I haven't really used them too much, but I plan to. I have a whole bunch of things planned for them. It's just I have so many things that I want to do. Ooh. And then Caitlin says she has 6 or 7. Yeah, I'm in that range. Grace said she wants a full set of whole beans, but can't get them right now because I need to save for vacation. Yeah, those are not cheap pencils. And then Melissa said 11 pencil sets, 2 pastel sets, 3 watercolor pencil sets, including Inktense, oil crayon set, Neo 2s, and I think that's it. Yeah, I didn't include all of my other art supplies because I do have quite a lot of other media. We would be here for a long time if I were to try and remember all of them. And then Grace says, I have them for some weird reason. Huh? Okay, so she has gel pens, fine liners, markers. Yeah, I think a lot of people have like more than one media. And that's fun. It makes it really like interesting to, you know, switch it up, I think. Make it different. So I'm putting this blue on the inside of this jar a little bit, but it's actually a lighter blue than the outside blue. Like I'm going with a lighter touch and also with a lighter color. I do go into the jars because it's a continuity thing. Like we wanted to have a similar color, but I want the inside of the jars to have a slightly lighter color than the background, and this will create the effect of it being glass, basically. Alright, so that one's good. Let me swap over to another color. I think I want something a little more drama, right? We gotta have a pop of color somewhere. Oh wait, we've got chat going on. What do we got? Better late than never, I guess. Sarah! Hey, how you doing? Alright, I'm glad you made it. And then Grace says, oh, I have Neo 2s, forgot about those. Oh, the gelatos, I've heard those are fun. So I'm swapping over to Mulberry, which is PC 995. And I'm gonna throw in, because I like what I want to do is there's a lot of pinks in the crystals, so I want to make sure that the background has some pinks because the crystal would get some of the color from the environment that it lives in. So that's sort of my logic there. So I'm going to throw in some pinks into the background so it kind of ties the foreground and the background together. Alright, and we have Katrina. Alright, welcome. I don't know if you've been here before. If you have, but yeah, welcome. I'm happy to see you. Alright, you've got these little circles going on. And what I'll do is, once I've layered this up enough, I'll show you guys. I was playing with an experiment this morning, and I think I figured out something pretty cool for Bokeh. So this video will be slightly different than the other one. Okay. All right. So Sarah, you don't like backgrounds? Oh. I mean, yeah, you can send them to me. I can't promise that I'll do them very quickly, but we could do a collab. That would be fun. Yeah, I thought you looked new. Welcome, Katrina. Thank you for joining us. All right. I'm starting to learn who comes in. That's fun. Okay, so we've got this really pretty color that's happening with the layering. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is swap over. Let's throw in a little more contrast, color contrast. So I'm going to throw some of this PC 905 Aquamarine. And since green and red are complements, this is really going to make these two colors look much more vibrant than they would otherwise. So I'm going to actually put them pretty close to each other, but them up real. Now the blue that was underneath them kind of ties them together and makes them feel not too disparate from each other. Oh my. Sorry guys. Okay. Phew. I didn't lose too many of you. You guys are awesome. You know by now that my phone... So I think I figured it out. My phone does heat up quite a lot when I do these. So I think it's overheating and that's why it shuts down. I was doing some Googling last night and I don't really know how to fix that. So I just think, you know, over time, hopefully I will be able to get a better camera or some other way of recording. But for now, thanks for hanging in there, guys. Let's see. Sarah said, I just never do anything complex, at least not yet. That is okay. And you know, like, you can always simplify down any of the tutorials I have and make them easier. And actually, if you guys want me to do more simple, less complicated tutorials, I'm really happy to do those too. So we can always go through some subjects if you want. Let's see, and then Grace said, my Polish coloring book came in. I forgot I had ordered it. I ordered it like 2 months ago. Book depository. Still waiting on my Russian. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Okay, let me think about this for a second. My battery is okay. I think it's just too hot. Let me turn on the ceiling fan. Hold on. Hopefully that helps. And hopefully it doesn't make too many like strobing effects on my video. Oh my. Let's see. I could just watch you color and chat and get snippets of info that way. Well, that's awesome, because that's pretty much what we're doing. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing these color and chats. I like them better than just sitting and coloring by myself and videoing by myself. I like the chatting with you guys. And I feel like I've started to come to like be friends with everybody, and that's so much fun. Alright, so we've got these cute little circles, and the background here is starting to develop. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it all together again. I'm going to grab my trusty True Blue PC 903 and I'm going to put in another layer. I think I might do a pre-move office space video and a post-move office space video. Well, that sounds fun, like a before and after, or is it like the office before you move and then the office in the new house? Is that what you mean? Or is it like an empty room beforehand and then like it all finished and done? Alright, so I'm just throwing this blue over both the pink and the green in another layer to darken everything up and also to kind of, again, tie everything together. You could leave it with the two colors being a little bit more starkly different, but I do want it to feel like soft and flowing together. So to achieve that, I want to kind of layer the same color over the different colors. And you don't have to do it everywhere. Let's see. So Sarah says, I should say complex for me is more than throwing three or four neocolors on the background and smearing them with water. Yeah, I don't have any neocolors, but I'm a little jealous. I've seen a lot of other people use them, and I do want to try them sometime. Sarah said the bokeh is on my to-do list today, but as bubbles. I know, I remember. Now, I'm not going to do bubbles here, but I will do a separate, because I do want this to be, I'm actually working on this page, so I do want it to be bokeh. But I'll do a bubble demo for you at the very end, so that way we still have that bit of the lesson too. So yeah, throwing the blue over this mulberry color is so pretty. Guys, look at that. here. Can you see? Oh my goodness, I love that. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, why not? Won't take long. And actually, I could do a separate video all on bubbles if you want. That would be okay too. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you guys like it. Oh, what do I got here? Got a kitty hair on there? Of course. You pet lovers, do you guys get cat hair everywhere or dog hair everywhere? I say, no matter how much I clean the house, I can never, it's like in the air or something. Can never seem to be completely clean. Oh my. I do my best. Alright, this is starting to turn into the color I want. Okay, let's see. So Melissa said, I'm digging the Tombos so... Oh, so more of those type of videos would be rocking. Yeah, I plan to do a whole bunch of marker tutorials. It's just, right now I am still learning them, so I don't want to do a how-to video quite yet because I don't know, half the time I don't know what I'm doing, but I could do more color and chats where I just color with them. That would be okay for now. But I do plan, I have a whole series planned out for markers once I get better at them. I really want to share it with you, but I do lack the confidence right now to be teaching it, only because I've only used them on a couple pages. And then Sarah says, I have a cat that refuses to lay anywhere but on top of my book when I color. Well, I'm lucky that little Miss Abby here, she is being really well behaved today, but there's no guarantee that that will be the case for the whole entire video. My little darling. It's okay, I don't mind. We just work with it, right? We just make it work. Okay. So here we go. We've got a little bit of a lighter area here. That's okay. It doesn't all have to be the same darkness. And I do want to kind of define this circle better, hide that pencil line a little better. So I'll just throw a little color down right around it. Make it pop off the background by doing that too. Like that. Okay, so now that we have a pretty solid background, here I'll show you guys. I'm going to zoom out. Bear with me. There we go. Stay. Okay. So now that we have a pretty solid background kind of going here, I think what I'm going to do is start to fill in the circles where I want them. Let's see how they look when they're filled with color. So I'm going to use a similar color that I think the same color. Let's use the same color I used before. So I'm going to grab my PC 140 eggshell. This is like a peachy yellowy color, and it's almost the direct complement of blue. So I'm going to use this as a contrast and throw this right behind this guy here. Let's see. Sarah says he's pretty confident that the Derwent carry bag I open up with my pencils is actually his bed. That's so cute. My kitty sometimes, when she knows I'm leaving for the day, she will sit in my purse, like as I'm going to leave, she'll plop herself right there, either in my purse if it's open, or on top of it if it's closed. And yeah, it's great. Oh, hello, Andrea. All right, welcome back. All right, so I think, were you here for the other Bokeh, Andrea, or was that the marker one? I can't remember. But anyway, we're doing a redo because YouTube ate it, or I accidentally deleted it. I don't know what happened. But in any case, we're gonna redo it since it's no longer with us. And I did figure out how to download my live streams, so I'm going to make sure to do that. So that way, if they get eaten again or accidentally deleted, or I don't know what happened, honestly. It says that I deleted it, but I didn't, because I don't see why I would do that, but, what are you gonna do? Anyway, I can download them now, so I won't have to, worry about possibly, possibly losing something. So let's see. Oh, hello, everybody. Mark is my boyfriend. Everybody say hi to Mark. Hey, babe. I didn't expect you to come in. All right, so I have a bunch of circles here. Now, what I want to do is I want to leave the areas with the most overlap the brightest color. I think... Oh, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, I do put effort into my work, so I'm glad that I figured out how to save it. So I'm going to put some of this light color. I'm going to leave this little area white. I'm going to leave it, I'm actually going to put white pencil down on the page. Oh, don't you worry, Melissa. I'm glad that you guys are coloring. I expect that you'd be coloring, so I am totally okay. Color away. That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Melissa. Oh, Sarah, I'm the lucky girl. You should see. This guy is amazing. I don't know if he's gonna hate me for bragging about him, but yeah, Mark is a pretty extraordinary guy. Yep. He's got a lot of really interesting things going on. Babe, can I tell them about you? Do you want me to not tell them about you? I don't know. But in any case, I'm going to grab this PC 1017 Clay Rose. And I know it seems like a dull color, but I'm doing this to actually make the other colors more vibrant in comparison. So I'm going to throw this behind this guy here. I don't know. I think Mark's pretty shy. I think we'll keep his amazingness under wraps for now, but that's okay, babe. Yeah, Mark is a wonderful man. Oh my! I really did it to myself, didn't I? He's kind of shy, but maybe I'll tell you later, Sarah. Okay, so I'm gonna, I know this seems like a crazy color. Happy Easter, babe. I know, I'm sorry. I'm probably embarrassed, and that's my bad. I love you, babe. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have PC 946 dark brown, and I just wanna separate this guy out and kind of make him a little bit darker. Oh, poor guy. I like to brag about him, but he gets shy about it, so anyway, you know, we're always proud of the people we love. I think that's just natural. Okay, so yeah, I like that. So what I love is we have a bunch of different colors going on here, but I'm trying to make them all work together. And I kind of like how So this circle overlapping this circle, like I'm trying to make it so that they change colors each overlap. So now I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to darken up this background circle a little bit. What color do I want? I think, I kind of want this color, but I'm going to have to sharpen it. Hold on, guys, sorry. Alright, that's much better. Okay, so I'm going to grab this PC 1102 Blue Lake, and I'm just going to throw that over all of the colors that are already in this bubble. And then I'll show you something pretty neat. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing it on the bottom half of the circle so that I can pop these foreground circles and make them come forward. And now what I'm going to do is, because the combination of blue and yellow is green, I'm going to throw some green in this little, but I'm going to go really light with it. So I want a pretty light and not too vibrant color. So I'm going to grab this PC 1096 Kelly Green, and let's see, we've got some comments. Melissa said, Bokeh seems so simple in the beginning, and then you get into it and it's just, oh my god, circles everywhere! And you're lost. I mean, I try to just, like, that's why I'm only doing small sections, because I feel like it's easier. This is the Kelly Green color. I feel like it's easier to kind of tackle the subject if you take it piece by piece. And you could approach your pages the same way, where you just color bits of the page at a time. Because Bokeh is abstract and the colors can be whatever you want, you could approach it that way to kind of like break it down and make it a little bit less intimidating. I'm doing it for time purposes. If I was just coloring this by myself, I would probably color the whole page at once. Yeah, I could see how it's, Andrea says it is very difficult, and you've done just once. It's a very beautiful background, though. I think I've seen yours on Instagram, right? Okay, I'm going to switch over to the Parrot Green. That's PC 10,006. But before I do that, I'm actually going to grab my little kitty. Seems like she wants to snuggle, so I'm going to go get her. Come here, cutie. Oh, you came right to me. Hi. I know you want dinner, but it's not time for dinner yet. We got a whole nother hour, cutie. My kitty cat is like me. She always wants food. Oh my, we like to snack. Oh, she doesn't want to snuggle. That's okay. Okay. Let's see. Are you going to go behind the dome with some bokeh? Yeah, so the dome I've actually, you can see I kind of drew through it. So like here, I'm going to do, these are like the bokeh bubbles. And you kind of missed it, Sarah, but what I did is I actually shifted the circle template so that it shifts a little bit. So that way it looks like the glass is refracting the light. And then Andrea said, I did the page from the spider from the book Seasons. Yeah, I think I saw that. Nice. I'll have to check it out again, make sure. There's so many people on Instagram. admit that I get lost sometimes. I forget who did what. And that's nothing personal, it's just, I think I follow like 900 people, so it's just, I sometimes get lost. Alright, so now I'm going to do a little bit of blue. These two values are too close to each other for me to like it, so I'm going to go back in now with some darker blue. This is, it's not actually that dark, it's PC 903 True Blue, but I'm just going to darken up just right along the bottom here until it looks just right. Like so. Let's see. And now I'm going to put, since this one is going to be the brightest one, this one has two overlapping, so I'm going to throw some of this blue in this little overlap section, but I'm going to go really light. I want it to be lighter than the blue that's outside, this blue. And I'm also going to do it even lighter if possible, right through here. Let's see, Sarah. Yeah, the refraction from the glass. So in college I took a lot of physics classes because I was interested in how light reacts to objects, and I didn't really retain any of the learning that I made as far as like the calculations of physics, but I do remember the basic principles, and it has helped me quite a lot. I think science classes are really important for artists because to understand the world and how it works is actually really helpful. See, I try to always apply my knowledge of physics when I'm using things in my work. Let's see. So now I'm going to make this little circle down here like a pink color. I think that would be quite nice. Let me see what color pink I want to do. This one looks nice. Why not? I'll do this PC 1018 Pink Rose. I'm definitely doing Easter colors today. Definitely Easter colors for sure. And I'm just gonna throw these down. Just a quick layer. Just to give it a little tint of color. It doesn't have to be dramatic. And now I'm gonna also overlap and add it in this circle here, or this overlapping weird shaping thing. It's not really a circle at all. Okay. Like that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, not that much. Oh, thank you, Grace. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, let's see. I had to go do something for a little while. That's all right. Luckily, you know, you can come and go as you like, and there's no problem with that. And you can always catch up later if you want to check out what happened when you were gone. This is PC 929 Pink. I'm just going to put a little bit of extra color on this outside bit, so it really does feel pink and not just kind of half pink. But I'm going to leave the lighter pink that I put down on the outside of the circle and just kind of go ahead and softly put it in right up to that edge there that we created. now because it's inside the glass, we do want to leave it a little lighter, but still same treatment. Like that. Oh, all right. Sarah says you got your 2 Coloring Haven books today. I haven't gotten any of those yet. And Grace said, I'm a heavy-handed colorist, so learning how to go lighter has been a bit of a challenge for me, but I enjoy the end result much better. Well, that's good that you're liking your work and you're adapting and learning. You know, I think there's nothing wrong with a heavy hand. I know a lot of colorists who do use a heavy hand and they produce amazing work, and so I think it really is a matter of just learning how you work best and the result that you want to get and how you do it. But I think, oh, I'm sorry, this is PC 905 Aquamarine. But yeah, I think, you know, if you end up liking the result better, then it's awesome. I just have a light touch because I'm a little bit timid about it, I guess. I'm very hard on myself when I make mistakes, and so I try not to make them. But that's, I mean, we're all human, right? So I've learned to use a lighter touch because if I make a mistake, it's easier to adapt and fix if it's a lighter color. Okay, so it's switching to PC 995, that's Mulberry, and just kind of touching up these circles and making them really feel solid. I feel like the background isn't quite there yet. Yeah, and I've had people say that I'm too light-handed, that I take too long. So, I mean, everybody's gonna have an opinion, right? I mean, we can't make everybody happy, but I just color the way that I work, and show you guys how I do it because that's the most authentic way to present it, really. I could try and force myself to color a different way, but I don't think that would be, I don't know, I think that would be, it's not honest, I guess? I don't know. It would make me feel weird if I were to try and force myself to do something I don't normally do. So, I just do it the way I know how. Okay, that feels a lot nicer. I'm going to also, let's shift this down a little. Also kind of clean up this circle. I kind of messed it up a little bit. That is okay. Always a way to fix it. Bring that color up a little into there. And yep, I think that I have a little splooge there of blue. So I'm going to go in with my little eraser here. I have this little plastic Tombow eraser I got. Got this actually in a set. I'm sorry if you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of lightening up that blue that I put down that's not quite right. You can't get it completely up, but it does. It does. I mean, to my eye, I can't really see it anymore. You guys are so zoomed in, it's like a microscope. Sarah said, I enjoy that I'm light-handed. Okay. I think it makes it easier to follow how you add color and layer than if you were heavy with everything. Plus, it showed me that I'm not light-handed. Well, you know, I think there's varying degrees. I'm sure there are people out there that have an even lighter touch than me and probably spend months on one page. So, I think everybody is different. I'm just trying to think of what color I want to do next. I think I'm going to grab, where is it? Oh, here it is, over here. I'm gonna grab this PC 103 cerulean blue, and what I'm now doing is just sort of, again, the same thing, just kind of tightening up the edges of the background where they meet the circle. Make sure that it feels crisp. Yeah, I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to color. I think the biggest thing is if you're happy and you're comfortable, if you're learning and enjoying it, then I don't think that that's wrong. Whatever you're doing, it's not wrong. So just because I'm light-handed doesn't mean that everybody else has to be. And you know, I think that people mistake my tutorials as me like dictating or whatever, but I'm just showing you one way of doing it. There are so many different ways of working. But yeah, like I said, I really have to be myself. I really have to do it the way that I like to do it. Otherwise, I won't continue. Yeah, I just do it my own way, and then I hope that people understand and take away from it like whatever they want and do it the way they want. So that way everybody's happy. Okay, we've got a little spot right here. Like that. Thank you. Okay. So we've got some circles happening. It's not quite where I want it to be. I don't really know if I like how dark that brown is there. I think I went too dark on it. So that's always fun. But luckily, I'm going to actually do something. I do this a lot. I'm going to grab my PC 938 white, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish this thing. And it will bring the darkness up a level. Because there's not so much color on the page that it won't lighten it up. Yep. It's much better. And actually I'm going to do the same thing to the green circle. Because now, it being next to it like that. So I'm pressing very hard. I'm burnishing into the paper. And I'm using circular motions to keep from getting a really splotchy look. Trying to kind of change my pencil direction quite often to make sure that you don't get a directional blend, that it's really soft. And I probably don't have quite enough on the paper to do this, but I'm forcing it. You can force a blend, it just takes a little effort. And you can see I am pressing hard and actually creating a lot of white dust when I do this. But that's the best way I know to lighten it up. I could go ahead and erase it, but then it's going to smudge all the other areas around it because I don't have a very precise eraser. So this is my way for now. Like that. And now I'm a lot happier with that color, so that's awesome. There's always a way to fix something, right guys? Yeah, I'm actually, I'm gonna do, let's see how this turns out. I'm gonna keep going with this white. Yeah, I thought that might turn into a nice color. Okay. Wow, yeah, I like that. All right. So this is starting to come together. I'm going to zoom out here just so that you guys get an overview. So this is where I'm at now with the bokeh. Oh, hi Loretta. Oh, that's okay. I still am not very good at announcing these ahead of time, so it's not really your fault at all. If anything, it's my fault. But that's okay. I'm happy to see you here anyway. I am going to be wrapping it up here soon, but I do want to show you guys. When I burnish with the white, it gives a different look than the colorless blender, and I think I prefer it better for the bokeh effect. But I'm gonna show you guys with the colorless. Actually, I have a Lyra Splendor blender. I am gonna show you how it looks with one of these guys. So let me get a couple more colors down on one of these little circles, so that way we can go ahead. Thank you, Sarah. So I'm gonna do just this little guy here. I'm just gonna put a little more color down. I'm going to show you the difference between the two. I feel like the white makes it feel a little more bright, and, well, I mean, obviously, it's kind of like a duh. But still, I think I prefer it better than the Splendor. So, this is the blender I've been using. I do like the Prismacolor blender. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Need the mulberry again. Where is he? Mulberry, here you are. I'm just gonna touch up that little spot with PC995 mulberry and just make sure that this really feels like it's a circle. Like that. And then now I'm going to use the Splendor blender just to show you guys the difference between using the white and a regular blender. Because I don't have enough on the page, again, to really give this a true blend, what I'm going to have to do is work it in. And I like doing this though because it keeps the colors light but vibrant, so that's why I work it in and I really kind of like manhandle the blend, if you will. So you say, guys, I have a light hand, but when it comes to blending, it's like the opposite. But what I'm doing here is I'm just, again, working in circular motions and kind of pushing it around until it looks right. And this is probably why my hands hurt so much and why I don't like paper that's difficult to work with, because I do this. But it's just the way that I've found that gives me the effect I want. Yeah, I'm definitely liking, oh, I have questions, I'm sorry. So, would you say the Splendor blender is the best? Well, I got this on recommendation from a different color tuber, and I do enjoy it much, much more than the Prismacolor. But I don't have the Crayon Dash blender, and I don't have any other blenders to compare, so I really can't tell you what is the best. But yeah, so you can see the Splendor blender gives it a vibrant look, and the white kind of like gives it like a pastel look. And I think for this particular subject matter of bokeh, that the pastel, the brightness of it kind of actually works the best. So that's just my opinion. You know, you can use whatever you have. You don't have to use the white pencil if you don't want to. But yeah, that's my thing. So before we go, oh, okay, so Grace says she likes using your buff titanium white. I bet, yeah, is that like a cream color kinda? I bet that would be very nice too. Yeah, I do tend to blend with that eggshell color a lot. So yeah, it just kind of depends. Loretta, fire bubbles. Okay, so this is the bokeh demo. I'm gonna switch from the bokeh. Let's do some bubbles, and I'm gonna show you guys Let's do it. Let's do some regular bubbles. Oh, Abby. Let's do some regular bubbles and fire bubbles on this black paper, just so that I don't have to do a background. But you know what, guys? Before I do that, would you mind if I just give my kitty a little snack so that way? Oh, you want to see the kitty? Sure. She wants to have some dinner. So let's give you some dinner. Hi. Are you hungry? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where to put the camera. See, she ate all of her other food. Here, Abby, will you investigate this? I don't know if you guys can even see her. I might have to cut that out later if it's terrible. Abby girl, you want your dinner? Sorry guys, I'm feeding my cat. The video went a lot longer than I thought. Okay, she has medication, so it's just gonna be a second. You need your allergy pill, man. You gonna go investigate the camera? Say hi to everybody? Oh. Okay. There you go, sweetheart. Abby, right here. All right. Hello. Hi, May. Okay, guys, so she's happy, eating her medicine. All right. So we've got, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like her. She is the sweetest little kitty. She keeps me company. She's wonderful. So I don't want to keep her from going without her dinner. All right, great. So now we have this black paper. I'm going to grab my circle template again. Now you can color your page and have your background. I'm just doing this so that it kind of stands out from the background, and you guys can, and it'll just be quicker this way. Loretta says she tries to slip medication in her cat's food and then they turn their nose at it. Well, I have a trick. Are you interested? I mean, I know this is a coloring video, but I can show you what I use. Alright, so let's see here. We have, if you want me to show you what I use to make sure that she eats her medicine, I will. So I'm going to do a regular bubble for Sarah and a fire bubble for, oh, let's do it a little spaced out. A little fire bubble for Loretta. Let's do both. Okay, so there's the regular bubble, fire bubble. Okay, so regular bubbles, they can just about be any color. You don't really have to be particular. So we have, so whatever the background is, I would color through it and make it, oh, you know what, this is going to be tricky. Sarah, I might do another bubble on regular paper for you too, but we'll do this. So what I'm going to do is start out with just, I'm going to work, so I don't know if you can see, let me zoom in. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, you know, you guys attend the chat and ask me questions. I'm going to show you how to do it, because that's what this is all about. So I'm just giving a little bit of bright reflective color You know what, let's make this fun and multicolor. We're in the Easter spirit today. Tomorrow is Easter. So I will use, let's go crazy and snag the hot pink. Why not 993? I don't think I've used this color yet, so this is going to be fun. Let's just sort of make, so your bubbles could be one color or multicolor. Really, the most important thing about bubbles is the values. So there is always like this highlight. I'm thinking now that maybe the black paper isn't a good example for you though, but I'll still show you this and then maybe the regular paper too. Oh my. Okay. And so I'm switching back over to the True Blue, that's 903. Oh, that's great. So Loretta says a coloring book recommendation. Eric Messinger has 2 fantasy ones based on giants. I'll have to tell Maya about it because she loves coloring beasts and things. So that's great. Alright, so I'm just kind of blending into the dark area here with this lighter color, and now I'm going to switch over to my PC 906 Copenhagen Blue, and again just kind of fill in. Now you can see I've left a space around this color. On a white piece of paper I would leave it white, but here I'm going to have to apply the white Prismacolor. See, that's why I don't know if this is a great demo for you guys. Do you want me to show you on regular paper instead? Am I wasting our time? Oh my. I don't know if I am or not. Okay, alright, I'll keep going. So that Copenhagen Blue I'm going to mix in with the mulberry. Abby! Oh my. She wants to play now. She and I have a very tight bond. And she's very vocal when she wants something. So we're going to go into this mulberry color, and now I'm not burnishing, but I have a heavy hand here because it's the black paper, much heavier than I would on a white piece of paper. Bubbles like to be a bright color. Oh guys, you should have seen her. She just ran like a rocket. Hey cutie. You want to come up here and snuggle with me? Or do you want to just play? Oh, you just want to play. Okay. That's okay. That was so cute. She took off like a rocket. Okay. Loretta says, okay, I have a question. What's a good light box for tracing? Any drawings to clean them up for scanning? Loretta, I have only used a light box in college during a graphic design class. I've never used a light box outside of that, so I'm the worst person to ask. I'm sorry. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Sarah says she has way too many cat photos and hours of doing them silly things on her phone. We have 4 now. Oh, wow. We tried to introduce Abby into, like another cat in with Abby, and she's very territorial. She used to be a stray, and then she was taken in by another family, and then they couldn't afford her medical expenses and didn't want to keep taking her to the vet. She has a lot of chronic problems, allergies, tumors in her ears, chronic dental issues. She's a piece of work. But luckily, I took her in and I was able to help her out. Yeah, I didn't want to, since she was very demanding and all that, when the other cat didn't mesh with Ab, I decided that my sister took the other cat, so she has Ruka and I have Abby, and both were rescues. So we didn't get to name them, but I like her. I like her name. I think she's just the sweetest little thing. Okay, so we've got this, like, what I'm building here is a bright spot. Alright, you guys are sharing book stuff. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go to the bright spot. So I'm switching over to PC 938 white. And I'm going to start in the very center. And I do circular motions because I really want this to feel like a specular highlight, and to do that, the stroke direction does matter. So try to always make your strokes in the direction of the highlight. And then what I'm going to do is throw some color over that to really bring it together. So the highlight here is much larger than I really want it to be. And well, oh my, grab a brush. You're a good little kitty. You're waiting for me. Okay. Oh, it's really sticking to the paper, huh? Oh well, good thing it's just a demo. Okay, so I'm gonna also put this white, make this little bottom spot glow, because the bubble is transparent, so when the light passes through it, the opposite side of the highlight, so that here's the light's coming from this direction, right? So the highlight will be both on the area where the light is coming from, but also on the opposite side of the bubble. On the bottom, we'll have a slight highlight. And that's because the light is passing through the bubble onto the other side of the bubble. So that's really important to get it to look transparent. And now what I'm going to do, let me, this just, can I make it brighter? I sometimes wish that color would be even brighter white. Now I'm going to go over, so the reflective, like the, not reflective, but the other side of the highlight will be a slightly darker color because it is having to pass through the bubble to get to the other side. So we're gonna do a little bit of covering of that white just to kind of separate it out. And let's see here. Oh, we have a whole bunch of I'm sorry, we have a whole bunch of comments. I'm like in my own little bubble world here. Oh good, you guys are sharing book info. That's great. I think I figured out how to make the chat so that everybody can read it after the fact. So I think you guys, all of that will be public, which is cool. I still like to read it out though, because I know some people I noticed are watching my videos on a TV and they don't show up on the TV. So that's why I still call out like the most important comments and conversations, because I want to make sure that everybody who watches the videos is getting the info. So let me take a moment here. Oh my dear. My kitty is coming to visit. Hello, sweetheart. Okay. So Loretta said, if you like pirates and mermaids, check out Pirates and Mermaids adult coloring book by John Silvergreen. If I remember, the pirates are female mostly. And then Grace said, flip-throughs are important. I've bought so many books because of flip-throughs. Me too. Most of the books that I've gotten, I've definitely checked out first with a flip-through. Abby loves the camera. So then, yeah, okay, sweetheart. Here, can you come over here with me and snuggle now? That's great. You're such a good girl. Okay, guys. So let's finish up this bubble here. I'm going to swap over to this PC 993 Hot Pink. And I'm just going to gently work this into the white area until it blends. Like so. Alright, so I probably would take this just a little bit further, probably just blend it out more and add maybe some more colors. Maybe, here, let me show you a little bit. Maybe add some aquamarine, so PC 10,000. Oh, I'm sorry, this is parrot green, but that'll work. PC 10,006. So I'm just gonna add this just to give, like, bubbles can be very multicolored. So if it's an underwater bubble, it's probably not. But if it's like a, if it's an underwater bubble, it'll probably be mostly blues and greens. But if it's like an outside bubble, like if you're blowing bubbles, like a soap bubble, then you can have like all kinds of fun colors in there and it'll work. So that's kind of, yeah, yep. So here I'll zoom in so that way you guys can see more of the detail like that. And then let's move on to, yeah, typical kitty, little cutie. So let's move on to this one here. So Loretta said, this reminds me of those bubbles that you could buy aeons ago that came in a tube with a straw. It wasn't the usual kid type soap bubbles. I don't know if I had those. Oh good, Sarah, I'm glad that this helps. Okay, so seeing it in blues on the dark background helps. If you want, I can also do a bubble on a white piece of paper and just show you how you could accomplish that pretty quickly. But let's do a fire bubble. Loretta, you're not that much older than me, so I might just not have had them when I was growing up. I don't know. Okay, so fire bubbles. So I'm gonna need a different color palette. Let's grab that. Sorry, Ab. Can you hold on for just a second? Hey, good girl. Oh my. Okay, here I'll zoom out. So I've got I think I'll pull some oranges, some reds. How about maybe a bright yellow, canary yellow. That was the original one, I think. But let me also grab this lemon yellow. It looks pretty nice. And what other color do I want? Let's see. Maybe, here we go, carmine red. Okay. I think that should do for now. Let's see if that'll work. So now let's go into fire bubble time. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Loretta, all of these demos, you could change the color to whatever you really want to do. So I'm going to approach the interior of the bubble very similarly. But I'm going to actually work on, I just want to see how dark this is on the paper. So I'm actually going to work in the middle darker area, like this crescent, this half crescent. And I'm still going to use the same light direction just so that it makes it clear. Let's see here. Reds, yellows, whites, blues, greens, maybe. Yeah, I mean, the flyer can be a lot of different colors. You can have blue flames, you can have all kinds. Oh my. Well, even with the fan on, it is overheating. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to cool down my phone as I'm videoing. I think that's the issue. But thanks for sticking with me, guys. Alright, so now I'm gonna switch over. Let me throw in the lights first, just so that I can work over them. So I'm going to use this PC 938 white, and I'm going to give it the same type of specular highlight. So I'm going to use circular motions. Fading out, like lightening up my hand a little bit as I go out to the edges, just to retain more of the truth of the paper. This paper is super smooth, so it's actually not holding a lot of layers at all. Oh, you're cooking chili mac. All right, that sounds good. I'm getting pretty hungry myself, so I probably will go soon. But do you want to finish this up, the bubble demo? So what I'm doing here is just adding in that highlight. So I'm just showing you two different approaches. The other way I did the bubble is a valid way of doing it. This is also a valid way of doing it. Really, there's no wrong way unless you mess up like I just did. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm fine. Yeah, there we go. Just sort of silly. So I just wanted to do this because I really want to demonstrate. This is the highlight, this is the highlight, this is the darkest part of the bubble. So everywhere else it just blends out. And I think that's a really easy way to look at it. So the light's coming from that direction. It doesn't matter what direction the light is coming from. If it was coming from this direction, it would be the same, and so forth. So a bubble is actually pretty simple. It's just that it seems complicated because it looks transparent, but the transparency effect actually comes from this crescent and the highlight. So, okay. So now that I've got that going, let's work on the lights first. So, oh wait, wrong one. I'm going to grab this PC 915 lemon yellow. I don't even know if that's visible. It's so light. But anyway, this is a nice bright yellow. So I'm going to apply it to just the outer edges of this highlight. Make it really, really start to glow. Could you make the highlights in yellows and oranges? Sure, yeah. Yeah, you can make bubbles any color really, and same with flames. So it really does open yourself up to like a lot of creativity. I'm doing sort of the standard stuff, but you could apply these techniques to any color that you like. So it's really, really, really fun. Oh man, I think I'm missing some of the chat. Hold on. Don't let her. just oh, she pulled out the Serene book. Oh, what's wrong with it? Why are you struggling? Maybe we can help you out. So again, I'm making the bottom highlight a little bit darker, less vibrant. Okay. It's not speaking to me, struggling to put colors down. Yeah, I've gone through that too. That's probably the reason why I have so many works in progress. I'm switching over to this PC 916 Canary Yellow. I have a lot of works in progress because that happens to me too. What I'll do is I'll switch to a different piece and then come back to it later. I don't know, I struggle with working through something I'm not feeling too. But I think everybody's different in that way. A lot of people don't like having a lot of works in progress. So it really is sort of like a personal thing. Okay, now I'm going to swap over to the PC 921. This is Pale Vermilion. It's really like a red-orange. And now I'm going to layer this right on over all of that yellow and white. And now the key with fire is to make it look glowy, so that's why I've done it this way. I wanted it to be an orange to begin with, but because I've layered white and yellow underneath, it really will feel like it's glowing instead of just orange. So that's a trick there for you. Layering a color over the white can be very effective. Now I'm working that color up into the darker area. Like so. Okay. I'm missing quite a lot of the chat, I'm sorry. So Sarah said, Serene still scares me. I've had mine about a year and haven't touched it. Sarah, maybe we should all do a color along with that. Maybe I'll color in my Serene book. I just got Serene not that long ago and I haven't had the chance to color in it yet, so that might be a good excuse for me to go ahead and pick up a page from that book. Melissa says, I have at least 10 works in progress sitting next to me. I just cycle through them and color them until I'm no longer inspired. Yep, I do a very similar thing. And then Melissa has the skills for it. She just needs the motivation. Yeah, sometimes if you're demotivated about an artwork, no matter how much you try and force it, it won't come. I've learned to work through this, and normally what I'll do is, like, I've had commissions that I wasn't feeling in the past, and, like, you know, you have to work on it because it's a project that somebody's waiting for and it's due, and usually there's a deadline, and, and usually people are not very understanding if you're late, so I never have delivered anything late. So yeah, it's tricky to handle that, but what I've found is that you know, it's funny to say, but actually doing a doodle every day, so I do a daily doodle, and what this is it's normally a warm-up. Normally I'd never show anybody. It's usually just sketches or, like I said, just like a doodle. So it doesn't really have any important meaning. And it just like warms me up and keeps me from feeling like pressured. And then when I go ahead and do my other piece, whatever is actually important that I care about, that doodle has almost like taken me out of that mindset because I've been focusing on something else. Then when I switch to it, I feel like it's easier to handle somehow. I don't know. But that's why I've gotten in the practice of doodling every day, because no matter what life brings, I feel like a doodle is always useful, even though not a whole lot of seems to come out of it. I feel like it's just good for your creative juices. And sometimes I come up with a nice one and I'll share it, but yep, so Loretta said that's what I do when I can't get into coloring, is sketch for a change. Oh, thank you. We're gonna make it even cooler, but I'm just I've never done a fire bubble before, so this is all new to me too, but I think I've got this. We're gonna blend in this pale vermilion, and now I'm gonna bring it up around to this top area, and I want to start blending in the orange and the yellow around the highlights, but I feel like the highlight needs to actually shift a little bit, so that's okay. So I'm grabbing my PC 916 Canary Yellow, and I'm going to layer it over that orangey color. So when you make a mistake with the highlight, don't freak out. It's totally okay. You can shift it. So what I did is I put it a little too low on the bubble, and nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, so you'll find like even the best artists in the world will have to adapt and fix their work. So if you make mistakes, don't at all feel like you're awful. Like, I used to beat myself up for a long time, and then I came to realize that, like, it's unreasonable to expect a human being not to make a mistake. So we are all just trying to do our best, and that's okay. You don't have to be perfect. So see how you can just sort of adapt. So now what I'm going to do is grab my white, and I'm just going to throw in some more of that just right above. Layer that in. And it instantly, oh my, I'm dragging it all around. Very dusty. So don't do that. Don't do what I just did. Here, I'll grab my brush. I have like a regular paintbrush. It just takes it off a lot better. Okay, and then I'm swapping back over to the Canary Yellow, and it's PC 916. And now I'm just going to layer that over the area that I want to darken a little bit. Okay, that's much better. Alright, so now I'm going to grab... Alright, thank you, Melissa. Thanks for joining us. And then there's the PC 921. So I'm going to gently just blend this on down until we get a nice blend out of that. It no longer looks too harsh. And then I'm going to show you guys the flame part. So the trick with flames is actually in the shape of them. So if you're not experienced with drawing flames, I would practice. So that's starting to look pretty decent. I'll zoom out so that you get a better sense of the effect. So we have like a bluey bubble and a fire bubble, but that's not really a fire bubble yet. That's just a orangey yellow bubble. So in order to take it to like the fire level, like the next level, I'm going to just show you down here. So the trick with flames is really smooth. So like you can do like these kind of looks. So the trick with flames is just to make sure that there's like a flowy, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. But like a lot of the time people will try to do a lot of really jaggy type, and then it might look like leaves or something else. So yeah, the trick I find with flames is just to do like a nice, so I'm gonna actually envelop this bubble. So I'm gonna come down and around. You have to pardon that dust a little bit. Yeah, it can be tricky, but if you're worried about it, I would suggest practicing first on a piece of paper. So I have here a little bit of a flame, but now I want to add. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also do an outer spark kind of thing. And I also want to kind of do this, like, you know how flames can have like little extra bits going on? So then I'll probably do a couple little things like that. So it can be any shape you want. It doesn't have to be that shape. But now I'm going to go on the outside, leaving so if you have light paper, you're going to want to darken the inside of the flame. And if you have dark paper like I have, then you'll want to leave it black. Yeah, like flickers. Yeah, like flame bits. And if you don't make the shape exactly the way you want, then you can always adapt it and change. What is that? Oh, my. Yeah, so you can always adapt it. That's the nice thing is it doesn't have to be perfect on the first draw. So I'm just going through, and on the bottom parts, I'm just putting a little bit of highlight of this yellowy color. And this is a very dramatic flame. You could also just make flames coming off of it in a smaller way. This is just my interpretation of what a flame bubble would look like, but it could really be anything you want. But I'll show you how I do it. And I'm going to leave the tops bits because I want to put a lighter color on there. So we're going to go down here. And the trick with flames is really to put the lightest colors on the outside and leave the inside kind of dark. So that's why the black paper is helping me out right now, because it's like doing half of the work for me. If it were white paper, I'd be using a lot more dark colors on the inside. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit. That's why I said if you guys want me to show you on light paper, I'm totally happy to do that too. Alright, so we've got that there. So Loretta says, I love trying to add in little extras in small spaces. Like one of my drawings has small trees in his eyes. That's great. I'm going to switch over to the PC 916 Canary Yellow. And yeah, I do that too. I hide things in my drawings too, and I love that. I think it's really fun. Why not? Why not, right? So I'm not actually looking at any photos. I don't know if I'm drawing a flame very accurately. I've drawn flames a couple of times before, so I know the general gist. But you are free to check out photos to help you along. That is never a bad idea, especially if you're trying to learn something new. We're just doing this as little bonus content at the end of this video, so I'm not worrying too much about accuracy. Just trying to give you a general sense. Now I'm going to do something at the very end, which I hope will work out nice. Yeah, it could be a gold metallic bubble. It could be, you know, it could be any kind of bubble. I also just missed a spot here. Let me just... It's funny how you notice things after other things are done. There we go. I'm just rotating the paper because it's easier to do it that way. I have the camera in a certain spot, so I don't want to bang my hand into it. And there's nothing wrong with rotating the page as you color if it makes it more comfortable or easier for you in some way. I try not to do it too much because I don't want to disorient you guys, but sometimes, like I have, if I go in a different way, then yeah, Loretta, we were saying that, yeah, like depends on the material that's burning. The flame can be a different color. I'm doing like, I guess this bubble burning is like a kind of a yellowy, bronzy, gold flame. Okay. In order to make all of that brightness stand out, what I want to do now is actually, I'm going to throw some crimson red down in the center, so that's PC 924, and I'm going to blend it into that yellow, trying to leave a lot of this black. Like that. I'm also going to throw some in here, just change this a little bit. And give a little more definition to this area. There we go. And then just as a little kick, a little extra pop, I am going to grab the white. This is PC 938. And I'm just going to go on the very tops. And I'm pressing fairly hard now at this point because I've used up all the paper tooth. This is actually terrible paper for colored pencil. And just to make it even crazier, because fire is all about contrast, I'm going to add a little bit of this Uniball white gel pen to just the very tips and very, like the places where the highlight would be the most. And you don't have to do this, but it depends on the effect you're going for. Alright, I'm glad you like it, Loretta. So let me, here, I'll pull it closer so you guys can see. And I'm sorry about all the dust, but it actually kind of looks like, could be almost like flames or like sparks or something. So there's my different bubble techniques on a dark paper. Maybe we'll go through and do another whole video later with more bubble techniques. I can show you guys a lot of different special effects if you want. I'm glad that you like this. Please take this tutorial and do whatever you want with it. Really have fun. You guys can, you know, like I said, like you could just do a smaller flame around this bubble. You could put flames around it, but not enveloping the bubble. There's all kinds of ways that you could interpret a fire bubble. This was just the way that I thought would be fun for me to do. Let's see. Oh, thanks guys. I'm glad you like the bubble. And thank you guys for joining me. I have to say, I really do love chatting with you. I did not realize that 2 hours has gone by, but we've been sitting here and chatting for 2 hours. So thank you guys so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. So, if you guys have requests or questions about how to do something, post them in the comments below, or in the chat right now. And I do read all of the requests. I have a running list going of everything that people have asked me to do. So the more times something is requested, the quicker I'll do it. So it gets bumped up the list. So your votes do count. They do matter. So if you want to see me do something right away, then get all your friends to ask me to do it, because that's the best way. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I'm going to download it as soon as I'm done, so that way we don't lose this one, because I think it was actually better than the first one. So yeah, and thank you, like I said, so much. I love chatting with you ladies. So yeah, all right. Yeah, you could apply this flame technique to people or anything else that you want. It's a pretty, once you get the idea of it, it's actually a lot easier than it seems. So what I would do is practice. You could just take a scrap paper and just maybe look at some flames and just practice drawing really smooth strokes. And yeah, once you get that down, then have at it. Go for it, because yeah, it's actually a lot simpler than it seems like. It's just mostly a glowy outside and a dark inside. So yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Like I said, I had a great time, and I really appreciate you all staying so long and chatting with me. Means so much to me. Oh, Loretta. Okay, so I would say that it depends on the situation, but I would highlight the person how the natural light is, because even if you see, like, no, don't be sorry. So okay, if it's a daylight scene, then you want to light it the same way that everything else is being lit in the scene. Because if you look at flames during the day, they have a much less impact than they do at night. So I would light everything the way you do it. Maybe just give like a glow, like a yellow glow to the outer edges of the person where the flame would be touching. But then if you're doing it at night, that's a lot trickier. What I would do is say, if you've ever seen something backlit where it has like a halo of light around it, that would be my approach. So I would light everything in one direction. Pick a direction, and then, except for the person, and then light the person like they're backlit, like they're glowing from behind. And you can see a lot of photos, like if you just choose, like in Google, backlight, like portrait or whatever, you'll see what I'm talking about, where every single edge of them glows. This is really fun and easy to accomplish with white gel pen at the end to cover up the black outlines. So I do this a lot. Actually, you can see some examples on my Instagram feed if you're interested. But yeah, so I would go that way. So I would light the scene in one direction, just so that the backlit person from the glow would look different, and therefore kind of be like a special lighting situation. Okay, so we have some other questions. May. Okay, so yeah, May, I am trying to stream more regularly. I streamed 3 times last week. Unfortunately, one of my videos, the Bokeh video that I just reproduced, well, not exactly, but the Bokeh video that I just replaced here in this session, did get eaten up. I don't know how. So that's why I wanted to redo it, because I did have several requests for it. But yeah, I'm trying to at least do once a week. Right now I have a little bit extra free time. I'm working for myself, so I'm working from home, so I'm able to set my own schedule, and that means that I'll have more daylight when I need it, so I can be doing more videos right now. But it all depends. It all depends on, what my working situation will be in the next couple of months. So yeah, I'm gonna try and actually make a scheduled live stream. It's just that I don't know if you guys knew this, but I have severe stage fright. When I was a little girl, I used to work, I used to sing rather in a choir, and when they gave me a solo, I fainted. So I have a lot of stage fright. So even though this is different than singing, I still have to work myself up to it. So it's hard for me to know exactly when I'll be ready, because a lot of the times I have to like psych myself up for it. And it does sometimes take me a while to not feel nervous. And that's something that I want to overcome. And so that's why I don't worry about how long it takes me right now, because I know it's already gotten better. Like when I first started videoing and live streaming back in the fall, I was very nervous. I mean, I could barely hold the pencil. Now I feel more comfortable. I'm getting to know you ladies, and you're all so sweet and supportive, and if I make a mistake, you don't give me a hard time. So I am feeling more comfortable, and I think as I go, I'll get more and more used to it and get better and better. But what I have is I have a Facebook group. It's called Constructive Critique. So if you search Constructive Critiques by the Coloring World of Laura Rafferty, you'll see my Facebook group. That group is a lovely bunch of ladies who, and actually a couple of gentlemen, sorry, who are interested in growing and progressing and learning new techniques. So it's an open group. If anybody wants to join, just search us out and follow us. And I do post my live stream times there. Just before I'm about to go live, I will be posting a little post there just to let you guys know. And as I get better, as I get more comfortable, I'll probably be able to schedule them and not. But you know, if anybody, I know some of you said you're dealing with anxiety too. If anybody out there is dealing with anxiety or a fear of performance on a live camera, this is all very new to me, so I'm just getting used to it. Oh, okay, so I'll post it down in the description below, but you can search, it's Constructive Critiques, or you can search the Coloring World of Laura Rafferty, and that page has that's the only group I have for my Facebook page. I'm pretty new to Facebook too, so I'm taking it baby steps. But yeah, everybody is welcome to join that. It's not like some exclusive group or something. So yeah, anyway, does anybody have any other questions for me? I can actually, hold on, let me see. I can actually link in this chat, can't I? Let's see if I think I can. Let me try it. I think that'll work. Oh, you already found it. Well, that's great. All right. Yeah, Sarah's part of that group. Sarah, you're awesome. So, but all of you are awesome. I shouldn't just single someone out like that. But thank you guys. I really, like I said, I really love chatting with you. This is always so much fun. So, yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. And if nobody else has any other questions, then I'm going to see you guys. I'll probably be doing another live stream later this week. I have so many requests for tutorials, so I want to start trying to get through these. Oh, well, thank you, Loretta. I do have a sense of humor. I am actually extremely goofy in person. I don't think I can make a straight face. I don't know if I'm capable of looking serious most of the time. So that's a problem, but what are you gonna do? Nobody's perfect, right? All right, ladies, thank you so much. Like I said, love chatting with you. I hate to go, but I need to eat something. I feel very lightheaded. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, magical time coloring. Bye!